Welcome, students. In India, we discussed that unemployment is at high, and as part of budget, many things were attempted to address it. But another novel attempt, which is a political move by states, is to provide reservations even in private jobs. So, as Karnataka has attempted to produce a bill which makes this reservation in private jobs mandatory, let's discuss the legality of it and how it is similar to what Haryana has attempted, and along with that, what provisions in constitution would support or oppose it. So let's begin. Just to give an understanding about the raw bill which proposed in Karnataka, they want even the private industry, which is mostly thriving as Silicon Valley of India, the private industry with IT or semiconductor manufacturing or anything else, needs 50% of jobs at managerial level and 75% of jobs at non-managerial level to be reserved to locals, which means people from Karnataka needs 50% of the jobs at managerial level and 75% at non-managerial level. Before understanding whether this bill will stay to the test of legality by Supreme Court, if it's reviewed, we need to understand what provisions were there in Constitution of India and what are preventing and what happened with Haryana's bill. So, in India, if you can look at Articles 15 and 16 of Indian Constitution, it says these articles would provide non-discriminatory clauses where equality of opportunity has to be provided. That means they can't discriminate anyone else in the name of language, caste, creed. Along with that, can we discriminate in the name of dominion status? So the question comes whether dominion status matter. When you say dominion, it's not just citizenship of India. It's also about having dominion status of a particular state, which is a federal unit. So this question needs to be addressed. But there are subclauses where if you can amend these fundamental rights, you can actually provide them with the reservation. So the supporting articles are Article 35 subclause A and B, where Parliament can make a law. Again, I'm repeating it, it's not state government, but Parliament can make a law. And that's how even in Telangana, you have Mulki rules which are in compliance with Article 35 A and B status. You had Jammu and Kashmir, and this Jammu and Kashmir had, of course, they had Article 370, but this 35A helped them to reserve jobs only for people of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, as Jammu and Kashmir's special status has been abrogated with 35A no more existing for Jammu and Kashmir, it gets difficult even to compare and argue for Karnataka. With Haryana attempting similar thing, and Supreme Court scrapped it. So now the legality would be again tested. But again, having said this, anything that infringes fundamental rights only would be eclipsed. I mean, you need to understand doctrine of eclipse. When you say doctrine of eclipse, it means it will not make a law non-constitutional or unconstitutional. It will make the law eclipsed by fundamental rights, which means the law will be existing but fundamental rights would supersede over the law till the time fundamental rights are amended to provide a special clause saying this law won't violate. Suppose you are giving a reservations in government institutions, then it will not be violation of Article 16 and it has to be amended and it has to be provided with a special clause. That's how even economically weaker sections are provided reservations. BCs are provided reservation. If you need such kind of thing, you need to do that. Again, then the question arises. We are speaking about government institutions. What about the private institutions? Private institutions may claim Article 19 provides them to have a fair chance to carry on this business. Now, if you do this, will that be a fair chance? Probably the answer would be at least not a clean yes. There may be speculation somewhere else to say no. So now the question comes whether Article 19 would prevail or any other statutory provision would prevail that are brought under directive principles of state policy. In Minerva Mills case, though Supreme Court said, in the name of harmonious construction, there will be a base where you balance fundamental rights with DPSP, but there is no provision which would say DPSP would supersede fundamental rights, at least when it comes to this. This is what the legal angle is. If you look at the economic angle, even the FDI or business friendliness may impact with this kind of bill. Now, you may call I'm being more critical about the bill, then what would be the way forward? Probably the way forward can be, as all these business groups are pressure groups, and even the people who are seeking jobs are pressure groups, you can have a proper negotiations with business groups like FICCI or NASSCOM or some kind of pressure groups and have a deal that you would provide some kind of concessions either in tax or a kind of concession in power supply or some kind of amenities, and those subsidized nature would be applicable only those companies where you provide reservations for local people. If it's done, probably this can be a negotiating methodology at least to initiate with. Otherwise, as we discussed, it may impact the business friendliness. It may also be challenged in courts. Hope you understood this discussion and you got something fruitful out of it. And another day with a better current affair content and some kind of analysis, I'll be back before you. Till then, thank you.